Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg suggested that kindness can stop hate speech and terrorism online. Now, Sandberg calls the strategy a like attack and says that the tech company encourages this kind of counter speech to promote tolerance on its platform. Sandberg was speaking at the World Economic Forum at Davos, and she had this to say about ISIS and terrorism.
The best thing to speak against recruitment by ISIS are the voices of people who were recruited by ISIS, understand what the true experience is, have escaped and come back to tell the truth.
Now, this comment comes at a time where a lot of people are very aware of how terrorist organizations like ISIS are using social media to radicalize people. Nick, do you really think that likes can stop terrorism?
No, I don't. Not alone, at least. I think it's a good response, and I think, it's something that we're going to see no matter what when you have people like, this is way far on this side. When you look at people way on the other side who are like, bomb every Islamic country because they're all ISIS terrorists, close off the borders, I'm scared of everyone. Okay, this is like a natural response to that. But do I think this is going to help out? No, I don't. I think it's BS, personally. But go on. Maybe you can explain it to me and maybe convince me, because right now I'm not sold on it.
Well, Facebook, Sandberg actually cited an example of how a group of German users used the platform to stomp out a neo-Nazi Facebook page, and they were just liking it and combating all of the negative things that people were saying with positive things. But the problem here is that Facebook's news algorithm doesn't leverage or give preferential treatment to this counter speech.
Right.
So basically you're just saying, well, if somebody says something bad, get a bunch of people to say something good, and let's hope that the good people will win out. But it sounds a little kumbaya-ish to me,
Well, which isn't necessarily a bad thing in itself, but is it realistic, I think, is the real question here, I mean, look, if I go around starting to like all these neo-Nazi pages and ISIS pages, is it going to come on like other people's news feeds like, hey, Nick likes this and Nick likes that? I don't want that going on. I want people knowing what I like. Maybe this is just another way for them to know exactly, what we're clicking on and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm just paranoid.
Well, I think you have every right to be, because we know that all of our tweets are categorized in the Library of Congress, or stored there. So obviously the government is watching what we're doing and what we're saying online. So if this is just the best strategy that Facebook can come up with to combat this sort of thing, I think it's a little lax on their part. They're storing all this data on their users about how they're, liking things and clicking on things. So why can't they just find these groups and say, you know what, we're going to shut this page down?
Well, because then that's, we're violating freedom of speech. But at the same time, I think one good thing that could come out of this is education and information. A lot of people, look, we don't know of all the crazy groups that are out there, and maybe, liking them and sharing them and getting them out there, right, in kind of a way to get it out, is kind of a way to educate people and be like, yo, there are really lunatics like this out in the world that we don't know about. I don't know how many KKK pages there are, for example, out on the internet, and maybe we should expose them and get them out there, right? Something that Anonymous tried to do.
Anonymous did try to do that with limited success. Well, Sandberg was a representative with the U.S. government talking about how other tech companies like Facebook, Apple, Twitter can leverage their platforms to shut down groups like ISIS. But the like attack seems to be the way that people are leaning right now. Will it have results? Only time will tell.